Go look at what, me or you?
Me.
Oh, I won't worry about it, Steve. You can't help being ugly.
Exactly.
Say good evening, Steve.
Good evening, Steve.
And good evening to you, Steve.
Thank
and good
you,
evening,
thank you, yes.
Good evening to everybody else. We are here, we are live, we are in the shack.
You are indeed,
And
yes.
you probably wonder why I got the old reprobate next to me. Is because, no, I mean you. Yeah. Yeah. You're probably wondering why I got the old reprobate. This is his last. This is his last for the foreseeable future. In the shack. I hope it's his last forever, and the reason why I say that is because I hope when he goes to America, everything works out as he expects it will.
Yeah,
Everything works out okay,
yeah.
and he manages to fulfil his lifelong ambition and get his end away. Anyway, so, you know, there we go, guys. He'll be leaving a week on Saturday. I take it there'll be street parties, won't there?
Probably, yeah.
Reckon, yeah.
People
Yeah,
start
reckon your family will jump for joy.
Yeah,
Yeah, they get the room back, won't they?
yeah, yeah. No, I never quite
Hey, you'll come back, you know, find all your shit's been thrown away.
I know.
That's what they do. If you
As a
go.
matter of fact, they can't because they don't know where it is.
Oh. Right.
I made sure of that.
Right. Don't forget my video camera.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, just before we get on to what we're going to do tonight, we've got the cutting chisels for the record cutter.
Oh, right, yes.
So we can play with that Sunday.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, cut a record. Anyway, so what Steve's going to do tonight, he's brought some information on that their memory stick, which I will soon insert into the computer.
The stick, that is.
The stick, that is, yes. I will insert the stick into the computer. And Steve, pardon the noise upstairs.
They got a kid upstairs, you know.
They've got a kid, well, everybody knows that, don't they?
Yeah.
They've got a little Tommy upstairs, you know, and he's a bit boisterous and...
That's a good thing these days. I mean, the number of kids today, you know, they seem to have lost it, don't they?
Yeah. No, he's a proper little lad. He's very polite as well, you know.
Oh, good, yeah.
You know, you say hello to him, he says hello. And if he doesn't say hello, he ignores you quietly. No, seriously. He's a pleasant little fella, really.
Yeah.
Noisy but pleasant.
Yeah.
I said that to his mum the other day. I says, he's noisy but pleasant. She says, I know. Anyway. So, what are you going to tell them all about tonight? What are we talking about tonight?
Aerials, propagation, and I put a bit in actually about interference as well.
Right, so...
So, people who are there, please let me know that before I start, otherwise.
Yeah, like, share, subscribe. Let's put my glasses on because this is like going to the toilet, you know.
Is it? Why?
Never fucking find it.
No comment.
Right. It'll either going that way or the other fucking way. Don't go that way. And is it the right there? Well, that's done something. Well,
So
I think it's,
bring it up on that.
well, one of the USB ports on there don't work. One of them does, and that's the one that does. So what have we got on here? Fuck me, what?
Antennas. Is it at the top there?
Antennas.
Yeah. There we go.
That the one?
That's the one, yeah.
Is that the only one we're gonna need?
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So
Okay.
what I'll do now, I'll go back to OBS.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just... Right, so make sure that this will pop up on the screen when we need it to.
Yeah. There you go.
Right.
Okay.
Right, can you all see that, or do you want me to zoom in a bit more?
Zoom in a bit.
You think so? Yeah, we can do, can't we?
Yeah.
I don't know where the zoom is. I'm sorry, I opened my mouth now. Can't fucking see that. Oh, is it that? No. I don't know where the zoom is. I don't know where the zoom is. I don't use this program that often to fucking know, you see. Let's see if we can...
Should be using Linux.
Linux, not Linux.
That's
I don't use fucking Linux. I don't use Linux. It's crap. I'm not going to use Linux just because I can't find the fuck it'll do as it is. Right.
Okay.
But they'll be able to read that on full screen.
They should do, yeah.
Well, we could read it.
Yeah, I'll come a bit closer actually.
You come a bit closer. Let's go back to camera 1 for a minute.
Okay.
Right, so
I'll,
you want to get a bit closer?
yeah. To the screen, of course, not you.
No, I know that. I don't want you getting close to me.
No,
No.
not got me clothes peg with me. Anyway,
Fuck you.
come on, you walked into that one, you know you
Yeah,
did.
you want to look at yourself, you have your nose too near your ass. You come. Yeah, you have your nose too near your ass.
Okay.
Right, are you close enough?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Right, so what we'll do then, so tell everybody, just refresh, tell everybody what we're going to be talking about.
Antennas, propagation and
Interference.
Interference, yeah. The reason why is that I'm going to... I came across a couple of interesting cases I thought that worth mentioning. Now, antennas are actually important, obviously, in radio, but they're quite simple. They really are. And I take all the maths and pure maths and A-levels out of it and they tell you what you need to know rather than having a big screen full of numbers and calculations and that. If you need that, it's online, you can get it, but for most cases you don't. Okay, so those of
No,
you...
we've got nobody watching.
Oh, well.
Oh yeah, we have one,
Okay,
and that's probably me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Well, we'll go on with it anyway.
yeah.
You know. Yeah, because people probably think we're not coming on because I'm late. But I did say I was waiting for you coming in. Waiting for you getting here.
Yeah, there was an accident on St Peter's Way, actually, in Bolton.
Right.
Poor car job.
Wow.
Yeah, worth looking at, man, you.
Hey, do you know what you want to do?
What?
You don't when you send your mobility wagon back.
Yeah.
What you want to do? You want to drive it to the airport and then just dump it there and tell them you left it at the airport.
No, I'm picking it up from at home.
Yeah, so my mate,
Nice idea, though, yeah.
my mate Steve had one, you know, and they were being arsey with him when they were coming for it. He tried to explain to them when they could come for it because of a day that he wasn't going to be there. They wanted to come on a day he wasn't going to be there.
Yeah.
So he turned around and said, okay, then fuck you. He let all the tyres down, including the spare. He let all the tyres down. He said, right, well, I'll leave my gates open, just come and take it. They had to drag it off with 4 flat tyres. He let all the tyres down.
Nasty.
Yeah,
I do understand, though. I mean, there's no need for that, you know.
no, he stuffed the keys up the exhaust and all the other stuff, paperwork in the glove compartment. He said, oh, by the way, I'm going to shove the keys up the exhaust.
Yeah.
It was a Renault Scenic. Lime, sort of like a lime green colour. And
Lime green.
no, it was a nice colour actually, it weren't bad. Anyway, so this is what we're doing tonight, guys. We'll get a few more reviews in, if any of you's actually come in, that is.
Yeah. If not, you can watch it online anyway. So
But I'd rather people be here when I'm doing a bloody live stream.
Yeah, yeah. As at the moment, I'm on a Unitra radio, Polish.
Yeah.
People say that they're horrible with the radio, but I don't think they are.
Well, they are. All instant block radios are horrible.
No.
No, I don't like them. I don't mind the Rigondas. They're nice and easy to work on.
Yeah.
Russian radios.
Mm.
Russian radios are brilliant to work on.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Mrs. Paul, ZRK, who actually did a lot of the manufacturing for Grundig from the mid-60s onwards.
yeah, they did. Yeah, that's why the Grundigs were probably horrible. I don't like all the metal work they put in them.
No,
You know, they put metal work over fucking metal work, and you can't get to nothing.
the worst ones for that are the Germans.
Yeah, Blaupunkt and whatnot.
Yeah.
They're terrible, them things.
Mm.
Them Blaupunts. They sound alright when they're working.
Yeah, I know.
I had 2 radiograms, Blaupunkt radiograms.
Mm.
I took the chassis and decks out of them and burnt them.
Mm. Actually, Jay's got one under his in his cellar, which has got.
I've got a Garage Zero in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, yeah, 'cause I serviced that Garage Zero for him
Mm.
a
Yeah,
long time
The
ago.
problem he's got with it actually is the tuning string on it, and they are really a normal radio.
Why is
tuning-
the tuning string gone?
Yes, and on those it's horrible.
I don't think he uses the radio though, does he?
Mm.
He just uses the record player, I believe.
Mm.
Anyway, let's get to your thing, shall we?
Yeah.
Right,
So anyway, like I said,
right, you take
that's
over.
areas in propagation. Okay, now there are different areas.
Tell me when you need me to scroll.
Yeah, different areas for different applications. An ordinary TV aerial, for example, won't be any use if you're receiving satellite. You can point it at the sky, but it won't do anything.
That's right.
Yeah, now there are some aerials that can be used at several bands, like the G5RV. But generally speaking, it's not. That's not the case. It's you know, horses for courses, as it were.
Yeah.
You know, also there's low band, high band, and that. You know, so different antennas, different things. Also, the difference between receiving and transmitting antennas. Receiving antennas don't matter as much as transmitting antennas do, because of course transmitting antennas transmit a lot of power in some cases. And
Yeah, because there's no reflected signal in the receiver,
no,
is there?
no,
So
so you know,
that doesn't really matter.
yeah. Also, different frequencies also are propagated differently. For example, we can all hear Droitwich for the moment, and Moorside Edge and that, but we can't see them. But we can hear them because that follows the ground wave pattern. At night, of course, in the skywave pattern, they go abroad and stuff as well, which is one of the best things about RT. Yeah. Anyway.
I'm in the wrong place.
Yeah.
I need to come here to scroll
Yeah.
down.
Now, if you ever go past
Where
Droitwich,
the fucking mouse, there it is. Right, so
Yeah.
we need to click. I need to click that.
hmm,
Why won't it fucking move? Well, it will now.
yeah,
There.
but now there are some aerials that can be used for. I've got that bit, yeah. Now, as far as receiving and transmitting areas go, the Droitwich, a long wave antenna, is obviously not 1500 metres long. 1.5 kilometres is impossible. If you
Yeah,
yeah,
they
but-
use a tuner, don't they?
Yeah, they do. If you ever drove past the radio for a long wave antenna, it's a T-shape between two masts. There are two antennas and a gap between them, which forms a capacitor. In addition, the coils underground match halting down. That's basically how it works for the moment, because it's going to stop soon, obviously, because of
Radio 4's, well, long wave's going to be turned off, isn't it?
yeah, which is
Radio
not
4.
a good idea. But there you go.
Mm.
There are many different sorts of antennas: dipoles, folded dipoles, Yagis. They all have their uses. Most people have a Yagi in or on their house. The TV
TV
antenna.
aerial,
Yeah. Yagis are all the same in what they do, and there's a simple example of one. You okay?
It's basically a beam, innit?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
that one is for only
That's what
44
toilets-
meters, by the way.
yeah. Hang on.
The middle, I mean, if you bring that back down.
You know, and if you're receiving well, you would have got that.
Yeah, yeah. So the middle element is the radiator. The one behind is the reflector. The one in front is the director. there could be a number of directors, like in a TV aerial, like that one there, which is off somebody's side that I don't know about.
Yeah.
This has all the elements of the one above, like I said.
What
And
you
the
don't
back
know,
is-
you don't know, but you just nick that aerial.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And the back is the reflector. The first transmitter is the one that is driven, and the rest are directors. As we said in the last session, a dipole radiates in one plane. From above, it's like that. You know,
Yeah, let me
Yeah.
just put this up here and I can,
yeah,
there we go, now I can, do you need me to scroll down?
yeah, yeah.
Right.
The dipole in the middle here, and it goes in all directions. Same as with the folded dipole. They are the same apart from that one's folded and one's not. And they use the. It does actually affect the SWR, but it basically for holding purposes. Now, suppose receiving up into a hill or transmitting to a certain area. In both cases, the other areas are where to, and you will prefer to transmit or receive only one direction. That's in effect what the Yagi does, like you see there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You may have heard of receiving from the back of a Yagi or some similar term. As you can see here, there's still radiator received from the back as it were, but not as much. The more direct elements you have, with less bandwidth and more direct in the way you want. For example, back in the day, we here were about CD aerials, you know, that sort of thing. They actually built them for that particular thing, you know. Now, the first one there is more gain and less bandwidth, and it goes out like that. You see?
Yeah.
If you go down a bit further,
Yeah. Has that done it on its own? Oh no, it's come back up to the top.
yeah, okay,
Hang on, that's... we've had that bit,
yeah.
And
And
this...
the other one there, that's more bandwidth and less gain. It's
Right.
not a perfect world though, like
That's
that
fair,
shows.
yeah.
Radio antennas like to use them as beam antennas. Somebody goes out with a transmitter, the rest go out there and try to find him. It's quite a good game actually.
Yeah, what, going out looking for...
Yeah, somebody
Transmitters.
goes and hide with a transmitter.
It's fucking done it again on its own.
Mm, yeah.
Hang on a minute.
Mm.
Why is that moving on its own? Oh, I'll tell you what it could be.
Mm.
Let's come back down here.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
that's it.
Yeah. Now the monopole antenna is another design which you see, or maybe even have. Some use the ground as a ground plane, others use a ground plane with the antenna. For example, the ground is and the bit that radiates is the top. That's something which does happen.
Yeah,
Yeah, most radio ever do that. Okay. In a way, it's mathematically not too far different from the dipole. Okay.
right.
Yeah, and that's one there you see from somewhere.
Hang on, let's get on there. There we go. Right, do you want me to go down?
Yeah, that is a radio traced antenna from somewhere. This
I'll tell you what that looks like.
mathematically for the dipole.
No,
What?
that aerial there,
Hmm.
that looks like a Thunderpole Mark II.
Yeah, silver rods and thunder poles. That ages me and you too, by the way. They're still going thunder poles.
No, you can't buy the Thunderpole Mark II now.
Hmm.
I wish you could, I'd have one, they were brilliant.
Yeah, no, yeah.
They were very
But
good.
what they do is they put the ground plane on the aerial. That's
Mm.
what under it hang down or across the bottom R. You see, it's both of them go into a cable. You see, so you don't need the big earth. But apart from that, it's the same. Okay.
Yeah, because the Thunderpole has a base loaded coil.
It does, yeah.
Same as the Silver Rod, that has. They all do, don't they?
Yeah, yeah,
Pretty much they all do.
yeah. Again, everybody has a transistor radio. Some of us have several. Some of them have more than several.
Some
Port
of
area.
some of us have more than everybody else.
Put together.
Him.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Put together, yeah.
Yeah.
Him.
Yeah, the pullout aerial on these is also a type of monopole. sometimes not putting it up all the way is better, as the antenna is then tuned to the station carrier.
Mm.
So you know, sometimes you don't put it up all the way and it works slightly better.
Right, so if you don't put it up all the way, sometimes it works better.
Yeah.
Right, I remember that.
Yeah.
So you got that, guys, not putting it up all the way, sometimes it works better.
It depends on how good the antenna is,
Yeah.
where it is, how long it is, and a lot, you know. But sometimes it will do it. Actually, in some cases, the setup will work perfectly well with it down.
Right.
Mm.
I've never seen an AM radio with a pull-up antenna.
I have.
Oh, I haven't. So go.
Shortwave radios have one.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, shortwave does that say AM, innit?
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
form of.
Yeah. Well, it is AM.
Yeah.
And it varies from, like I said, it could be full AM, it could be single, it could be the carrier and one sideband. It could be both sidebands and no carrier. It could be anything, you know. All of you, but mostly it's SSB and a lower or upper sideband. On a CB radio we get the lower sideband, upper sideband, AM, FM or carrier.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. A propagation, by the way, also to mention. Going back to Moorside, Edge or Droitwich, you can't see them, but you sure can hear them. Less on BHF and upwards. They are line of sight, which is why more relays are used. On the BHF broadcast band, you get further on 88 megs than 108 megs, because it's on. It's like 88 goes round corners better than 108 does.
Right.
Yeah. So basically, the lower down you are, the more you
The better you'll go.
Yeah.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah. As with satellite TV, you need a clear view of the sky. You need to have a clear run at the satellite, or you won't get your in my case DB news. You won't get it because stuff in the way, and it's very, very, very secure. They have those things which people put on, which can be used, you know, to line up the satellite. One thing with those, line up the right satellite, please.
Yeah.
I know one or two people that didn't. Very embarrassing. Especially back in the day when one particular satellite had a porn channel called Red Hot Dutch.
Oh, I remember that. There was never anything on Red Hot Dutch. It was rubbish. All you ever seen was the occasional pair of tits. And if you're lucky, a quick glimpse of a fucking skimpy pair of knickers.
Well, watching it, were you?
No, a friend told me.
Oh, fair enough, yeah.
But I
Believe
know
that,
what
you
shit
believe that, you believe anything,
I
right?
know, yeah, just drop myself right in it. Nah, I don't watch that sort of shit, me guys.
No. Besides, you don't need that, Nick, on your phone. Anyway.
Yeah, fuck you. I watch on my phone. I got a call from the immigration service earlier.
No?
I think it was a scam.
Mm.
Because I'm not even emigrating anywhere. So why would they want to speak to me?
I don't know. It probably is like, you know. Well, for satellite TV, you need a clear view of the sky, and it's got to be exact. Actually, with satellite TV, it comes down to the dish at RF, and the dish converts it to IF, so the signal on the lead is in fact RF, it's in fact IF on those.
Right.
Otherwise, you'd be carrying a 10, no, carrying a 10, not megahertz, next one up, very high signal down cable, and the cost of the cable to do that would be so much that they wear that port. So, and so on your antenna up there, it converts it down to IF.
Right. So have we got to the bottom of this now?
Not yet. No. At night,
Right.
things are a little different, and also in summer. This is because of the ionosphere, mainly levels D, E, and F. Yes, I know it spells death, but there's a reason for this. Okay. If you go down a touch more, you will see a diagram of the ionosphere.
And that's the ionosphere.
Basically, yeah. In very simple terms, yeah. Yeah, the the lowest level is the delay, which disappears at night. And when it disappears, because it does in fact take the signals away, it you know, it will actually take them, it will actually let them through because it's not there. They'll go for them. Actually, during one of the eclipses a few years ago, I had a radio to check, and I found that during the eclipse, the delay went away, and all sorts came in.
Right.
Yeah.
It shows you've done it there.
Yeah. The delay, you see, is present in the day, but not at night. So AM in particular, not attenuated at night. It's during the day. This is used a lot by shortwave radio stations as well, but it's also true of medium wave and long wave. Tell me, did anyone else listen to the Jazz Hour on Voice of America as a kid?
I didn't know.
I did, I loved it. But you know, that things like that used to come in purely on at night. Actually, and the BBC shortwave stations actually, they used to use it to go out to wherever it was, you know.
Yeah, because I can remember when I was a kid, you could pick up all sorts on fucking air.
Yeah.
After dark, after dusk,
Yeah.
you could pick all sorts up.
Yeah. There were stations actually from abroad which broadcast to us on medium wave
Yeah.
as well.
You couldn't get them in the day, you could only get them at night.
Yeah.
The only one you could get during the day was fucking In and Out Luxembourg,
Yeah, that was
which
it.
was which was hit and miss, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Always went off you in your favourite song, didn't it?
Yeah, it used to go in and out. They used to call it
Yeah.
In and Out Luxembourg.
Yeah, that's because what happened there was that the ground wave went far enough, of course,
Mm-hmm.
but the sky wave went up and down. Nothing in nature is laid down quite accurately. You know, it isn't. You know, it's not like here. So they would actually go and be in one minute and out the next. You know.
Right.
Yeah. So you know, when your favourite song was on, it went out. You know.
Mm.
Which is probably that is why Radio Caroline took off when it did.
Yeah, because it didn't go in and out, did it?
No.
It stayed there.
And the BBC at
It
that
was
time.
it was rock solid.
Yeah. And the BBC at that time weren't exactly doing much with pop music. You
Well,
know, the live programme.
well, back in 1964, the BBC played roughly 30 minutes of pop music a day,
Yeah.
and people wanted more than that.
They'll do it all day. Right,
Yeah.
like so, yeah. And the pirates produced that. You know, actually, in 1967, they had something called needle time, where only certain records at certain times could be played.
That's right.
Yeah, and so they had people. It worked quite well because you got like people like Jimi Hendrix doing daytime shows and all sorts. I don't know how many of them survived, but you know they did. You know they were free to get in.
Yeah, they used to have the Beatles and everything on them, didn't they?
Yeah,
Mind you, the Beatles visited the pirate ships, didn't they?
everyone did.
You know, especially Caroline.
Oh yeah.
You know, they got that Watson on there. They got that Watson name went on there. That one who sang that song Terry, Twinkle.
Yeah.
They got her on there. They couldn't get her off, could they?
No.
Didn't want to leave. When it came time to get off, she didn't want to leave.
Mm.
Anyway, back to this.
She went, but she went take with Peter Noon briefly.
Right, out of the Stones.
Hermits.
Sorry,
Hermits,
Hermits, sorry.
Yeah.
Go on.
Anyway, so of course we see, of course, Spaddy Key was the next one, of course, and that's the most active in summer. And normally this only reflects signals up to 10 megahertz, but during Spaddy Key events, it can reflect up to 50 and higher. Sometimes we get foreign stations on FM, very, very rarely. And this lay is also very important in DX circles, especially with TV directors who at that time could get signals from around the world because of.
Hi Malcolm, just give a second, Steve. Hi Malcolm, he's saying hi to us.
Hi.
Yeah, there's six people in now. Yeah, so yeah, say hello guys and girls, don't be shy. We're not.
No. to do this.
We're sat here doing this, so we're definitely not shy.
Yeah, because in those days, Band 1 was used for TV. And so, of course, you know, there's actually a recording on the net somewhere of somebody got some recordings of the BBC in America from Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
That was double hot, which we'll come to in a minute. But yeah, it may be television, you get the DXTV, you know, and you get all these pictures in, you know. Actually, I was close with that myself, because the bunch of them at Selkirk, and they actually used to look and see what there was, you know.
Yeah, mind you know, John Logie Baird transmitted from Ali Pali to fucking to America.
Yeah.
He transmitted stereo television. He also transmitted colour television.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
You know, fucking...
Yeah, but the trouble was is that was it Don Logie Baird initially, he was using a system where people had to go in dark rooms and all sorts.
Yeah, it was never going to catch on. Mechanical television was never going to catch on, was it?
No. Actually, I've been on mechanical television, actually. Seriously.
Yeah.
It's a different thing. It's better than you think. Better than you think. And in the early days, actually, Marconi brought out the dual standard TV system, 220 lines and 405. So we're actually watching 220 line television.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Well, the Baird system was 30 lines, wasn't it?
Initially, yeah. Yeah, but they upgraded to 220.
Yeah, if we got it as high as 2, I think he was able to get it higher, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But it was never going to change the world all the same.
No. Anyway, the Sunspot title is an 11-year cycle with the F-lay of the ionosphere. The Sunspot cycle adds to this. This F-lay has two different areas, F1 and F2. This is when DX is at its peak, and we can receive signals from places such as Australia, double hot, even treble hot ones, I believe.
Yeah.
Now, as far as modulation is concerned, it really does not matter whether it's AM, SSB, FM data, carrier, whatever. We're talking carrier waves here. Having said that, you can get through on Morse when you couldn't with AM, FM, SSB. Now, the power in a transmission system of any kind is not with the power above a certain level, it's with the antenna system. Propagation does vary from day to day due to various factors, but including the weather. But radio waves in space carry on, so maybe some planet somewhere will be thinking Doctor Who is real. Seriously, all the stuff that BBC have lost, it's out there in space still.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, I know that. Here we are, interference.
Like, interference is common these days, particularly in the amateur radio world, for their interference to some places block certain bands. You've probably heard about it, you know. The problem is that the item called an interference is owned by some muppet who does not understand it, who does not care. Come back.
It would do, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Hang on, let me just get back down to there.
Yeah.
Where were we?
No, then another one. That's it, right. Now, it's common practice these days for local interference to, in some cases, block certain bands. The problem is that the item causing the interference is owned by some muppet who does not understand or care with the latest Walmart power supplies causing problems. They should not do, but switchboard ones in particular do, because they're not shielded properly, particularly the ones from certain parts of the world. So what can you do? Well, first of all, for a moment, look at the signal for an operational amplifier. That's this there.
So we'll come down to that.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, look at that. The inputs, one is inverted, one isn't. Yeah. Yeah. Now, if the same signal is fed to both of them identically, the output will be 0. That's how our pumps work. Okay. So one will So if one is fed to one, it will go through. If it's fed to both, it won't. Yeah. Now with that in mind, we can actually use two aerials and clear the interference, in theory. In practice you do need to adjust things for each transmission, but it can be done. Indeed it has. So if carry on down, I'll show you what I mean by, again, nicking stuff from other sides. You see it has a positive and negative input there.
Yeah.
So if we invert the interference and add that to the signal that has the interference and the signal that we want, the interference will be cancelled out, leaving just a signal. So that's what we do. First of all, that is the signal we do want, okay? That is one that we do want, okay? And that's what we don't want, the interference, okay?
Yeah.
And so we get to it, it goes rather like that. Now, no, that is the interference and the signal you want altogether.
I'm with you.
Yeah, you see. Now, what you do therefore, you put up another aerial just to pick up the interference. Might seem stupid, but it isn't. Okay? Carry on down. Yeah. So then, that's that.
Not too much. Oh, it can't be. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So we
Yeah.
get a second antenna
There we go.
just for the interference. The output from this is inverted by an op amp probably, and the two added together. The interference is then reduced or vanishes. So then we have the signal that we do want to be heard. That's basically how those work. Basically how those work.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a handy trick that actually.
Right, do you want me to go down?
Yeah, yeah. Now, on FM, something interesting happens with two interfering carriers.
That's it.
Yeah. There's a problem that I can show quite simply, and all you need to stop this one is antenna positioning. On AM, you will hear both signals. On FM, you'll only hear the strongest because of what's called capture effect. That is why, if you're using FM on CB, amateur radio, whatever, people say sign them up because they won't always get through, because if two breakers are across the street from each other and another breaker is half a mile away,
Not going to hear him, are you?
no, that's why you stop them.
Yeah, that's why you leave a gap.
Yeah, yeah. So now, but therefore, what happens is, if you go down a bit further, yes,
There we go.
that is two signals on the same frequency. The blue one we want, and the red one we don't. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. If we go down a bit further, I'll see. But what happens therefore, you see, is that
That's the
the
end.
interfering signal becomes more powerful than the signal you want, and that is one you will hear. Sometimes when you're out on the road and the two stations on the same channel, the radio flicks between one and the other. That's why it does it.
Right.
Yeah, because that's what that happens. So that antenna listening is very, very important here. That's one thing we listen to. So that's something else. But basically, that's it. That one actually, we had that problem actually back in the day in Bolton, when they started Bolton FM. They given the frequency which is still got of 96.5 megs.
Should we go back to the camera?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, by the way, guys, if any of you want a copy of this, send a self-addressed envelope to whoever, wherever, whenever, whatever, and you'll receive it.
Yeah. Now, again, there's a lot of maths here, but really, for the practical side of it, you don't need all that. It's interesting to know. I mean, I do know a lot of it, but obviously, if you want that sort of thing,
Oh, hang on, we're getting a question.
Are you?
Yeah,
Okay.
we've got a question from Malcolm. Sorry about that, Malcolm.
Okay, fire away.
No, he already has done.
Mm.
I'm going to just read it now.
Okay.
How far will it transmit in space? Will the signal die or just keep going?
It'll just keep going.
Just keep going and going.
Yeah, because there's nothing in the way.
Nothing in the way of it,
It's
and it
vacuum,
doesn't.
nothing.
Yeah, and it doesn't get any weaker
Yeah.
or any stronger.
No.
If you transmit, say,
Mm.
a 100-watt signal, and that flies off into space
Speed of light.
at the speed of light, which it basically is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It'll carry on going.
Yeah.
It just never stops.
Yeah. So everything that we've transmitted from humankind, when it gets out of space, it carries on.
What about CB radio transmissions?
All transmissions.
Right,
So-
even something as low as 4 watts
Yeah.
makes it out there.
It does, yeah.
Right.
If it gets past the...
So some alien's going to hear me at some point, fart down the mic.
Yes.
Ah.
That's why they've not come here yet.
Well, that's it, you see.
Yeah. But it's true that, that is it, it's true that, so... You know, all the missing Doctor Who's, for example, are still
They're
out
all
there.
up there.
Yeah.
You just have to go far enough to get them,
Yeah.
which is they're probably leaving our galaxy by now, aren't they? Would they?
I don't know exactly, but no. But the solar system, yes. The galaxy.
The
probably.
solar system. That's
Yeah.
what I meant.
Yeah. I don't know exactly. I've not got the that dimensions of the solar system in my head, like, you know.
Yeah.
But for example, anybody from another solar system.
Well, the galaxy's not that big.
Hmm.
I had one the other day, and it weren't as big as it used to be.
No, they're not. No. Yeah, but the thing is, for example, if somebody looked at Earth from another solar system, they'll be looking at the Earth probably replacing dinosaurs.
Yeah. That's possible, ain't it? Because the light from here takes all the time to get there, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. That's why things like Star Trek, that warp speed. The warp speed is multiples of the speed of light,
That's right.
which we can't do,
No,
and we can't time travel either.
no.
I've not got a time. Many of my time isn't working more than 10 years plus capacity, but anyway.
Yeah, well, we can time travel, but we can only time travel in real time forward.
Yeah, yeah.
But we can't go any faster.
No, not yet anyway.
No. I mean, what I don't think, to be honest with you, I don't think it'll ever come to that. Because no government would allow it for a start.
New point.
You know, if you invented a time machine,
Mm.
you could go back and create havoc for the rest of us. You know, you could go back and make changes.
I remember that there was a thing about that actually, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where
You know, you just wouldn't.
the robotic corporation and stuff would kept going back, you know.
You know, you couldn't. You know, if you come across a way of doing it,
Mm.
you'd be stopped immediately.
Yeah,
You know, you'd be stopped.
it would probably be so expensive though, you know.
You know, could you imagine going back in? Could you imagine going forward into the future and
Well-
telling somebody that you were a time traveller?
Mm.
Wouldn't believe you, would they?
No, but then again, but the way the country's going, would you want to go further, or would you want to go back and say, sod it, I'm going back, you know?
Well,
Just thought
well, given that you could have the choice
Mm.
and you could do it whenever you wanted, then I'd go forward to see how ridiculous it actually got,
Mm.
and then I'd go backwards.
Yeah,
But I'd go back to the 50s or something.
Yeah.
Back to the 50s. I'd go after World War Two.
oh yeah.
I'd go back to the 40s and 50s.
Yeah, because then it's all to come, you know.
Yeah. You can prevent. You know it's fucking coming, don't you?
Yeah.
And you can change things.
Mm.
You know, you could go back and fucking. You could go back and perhaps shoot Margaret Thatcher. You know,
Mm.
or give her dad a condom. You know, to ensure that she was never born, or
You could maybe shoot Hitler.
eh?
Go and shoot somebody like
Yeah,
Hitler.
you could shoot Hitler,
Mm.
or you could get the guy who started World War One by shooting Franz Ferdinand,
Yeah,
and shoot him before he shoots Franz Ferdinand.
yeah, no, that started it all off. That did.
I know it did. But if you shot the person, the only thing you couldn't do was go back and shoot your granddad. Because if you went back and shoot your granddad, then your dad would never be born, which means you wouldn't be born.
Well, it depends.
Who would shoot your granddad?
Well,
Answer that one.
well,
And even Stephen Hawking couldn't answer that.
well, if you went back and shot him after your dad had been born, you would still continue, but your mum might have got another man in, as it were. So it would change it.
Yeah.
So that might or might not.
Yeah, but I was saying if you shot him before you were, if you went back to before you were born,
Mm.
and you shot say you shot your granddad,
Mm.
then if your granddad was still young and hadn't got married yet,
Mm.
then your dad would never be born,
Mm.
which means that you would never be born,
Mm.
because it's the male
Yeah.
that decides the sex.
Yeah.
It's decided by the male sperm.
And of course, if you weren't born, then you couldn't go.
You couldn't go back. You could go back to shoot your granddad, could
Yeah.
you?
No.
So it's a paradox.
Yeah.
You couldn't. Well, Stephen Hawking.
Mm.
He actually he set up an experiment, didn't he?
Mm.
He had a party, and he didn't tell anybody about it until afterwards.
Mm.
And basically he didn't let anybody know. He kept it a secret, and basically he was expecting time travellers.
Mm.
And he said if there was any time travellers, they would have turned up.
Mm.
But there wasn't, so no one turned up.
But then again, how well was it publicised afterwards?
Well, that's it, you see. Well, it would have been publicised very well afterwards, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
The party was published after it had taken place,
Yeah.
so that you couldn't possibly know about it beforehand and turn up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And say you were a time traveller.
No, well, exactly. You can't.
So you had to read about it. I believe it was very well publicised afterwards. And so if anybody found one of them leaflets from another time, they could go back or go forward
If they wanted to.
if they wanted to. I mean, we talk about, you hear about these grey aliens.
Yeah.
I think they're time travellers.
Mm.
I think they're from another fucking dimension. I don't think they're aliens as such. I think they've always been here, and I just think they're, they're a later development of humans. Because
So maybe we do develop it somehow, but not for many years.
yeah, so time travel will get developed. I mean, the aliens who allegedly came here during the reign of the Egyptians for a couple of thousand years ago, the aliens that came here, they might have used some sort of time portal.
Yeah.
Portal.
You're going into like Quatermass territory now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Quatermass
Even
in
though-
the pit, wasn't it?
Even though I've never seen Quatermass.
No.
No. But I've seen Rita, Sue and Bob too. But that didn't have much to do with aliens.
No, it didn't, no.
No, I just thought I'd say it.
Yeah. But, I mean, Quatermass in the pit, either the TV series or the film, which I've got both, by the way. Because I'm a sad little geek like you.
Yeah, thanks. Fucking, what do you mean like me, cheeky fucker? I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll round off.
Yeah.
We'll round off with a bit of radio, what about that?
Yeah, sure.
Because we haven't had any radio, have we?
No.
So let's go to the other camera and see if we can get in view of the radio. Good blimey.
With the radio there.
I know, but I want it in front, I want the camera in view of it. Not me, not in view of me. So, There we go. Oh.
That one.
That's the one we're looking for.
Mm.
Zoom out a bit.
Mm.
There we go.
Mm.
Now I can move that a bit further over,
Mm.
which means I can fucking get in.
Mm.
So I can fucking operate said radio.
Mm.
Sorry if the camera jumps, guys.
Mm.
I'll do my best. Let's
Yeah.
move that Midland. Not much happening there, is there?
Mm.
No problem. Like I said, I don't think he's been well today. He didn't sound well earlier when I was speaking to him on phone. Right, well, I'm just trying to think of life for
I'll tell you what, let's go up to 28, let's go up to 10 metres. See what's happening up there. Put on SSB, USB even. There we go. There's usually something a bit further up. Not much happening, is there? There's normally something around this area. Obviously there isn't tonight. You just hear something there.
Somebody's inside one there, I think.
Eh?
Somebody's inside one there.
Yeah. Not clear enough to get them in now. We are definitely on USB. Yeah. Someone there.
How high does that go?
Eh?
How high does that one go? That radio.
Oh, what?
How high does it go?
Up to 50 megahertz.
Kilo, Delta Kilo 1, Mike India. Hello, good evening. You are 59, over.
Right, we've got something there.
Roger, Roger, Mike. QSL present. My name Matt. Mike, America, November. Mike out. Okay. Thank you for the contact. Dr. Son, alles Gute. 53. Dankeschön. Bye-bye. You are set.
Break.
Oui, la France. Bien, oui, la France, c'est quand tu vas déjà prendre des Oscar, bonsoir.
I wonder where he is.
5 euros, on est bon.
He's not English.
France, that.
Is it France?
Yeah. Something like
Let
that.
me just check my SWR.
Ok, QSL, hein, vous êtes 5 euros plus.
Oh, it's alright.
5 euros, prénom Michael Federer.
Hang on. I keyed up, my camera went off. You know, oh shit. You know why, don't you?
RF or...
Yeah, because let me out, I need a pee. Oh shit. Let me up.
Yeah.
I need to go for a piss. Shit. Oh. Be back in a minute, guys.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Hang on.
I need a slash. Oh. Fucking hell. Oh. Yeah, the reason why the camera went off, the interference from the radio.
Yeah. Shouldn't happen, but it does.
Yeah, it does happen. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the radio down. So what I'll do, press. I can't remember how you fucking do it. Hang on. Oh, you press that. There we go, RF power. Turn it down to 50. There we go. And if I go to FM for a second. Oh, hang on. There we go. Yeah, don't do it now. I'll go to... That SWR's out. Fucking SWR. Oh no, it's ALC. Hang on. SWR's alright. That's power. Right. So let's go back to sideband. USB, there we go. There's not much here, is there? Let's move that mic a minute. There we go. See, by the time you get to them, they've gone. Let's see what's happening here. Steve bouncing a signal. Hang on. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve bouncing a signal off the ionosphere. Is it possible to talk back? Okay, here's it. Look where it bounces.
It can be. If it goes both ways, then yes, you can.
Right.
But you know, things are very much in that the lap of the gods, you know.
Yeah. I see. Yeah, sorry about the shaky camera, guys. I keep catching my leg on the camera. So there we go. Right, so I think that just about rounds it off, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I've got that big bag of tapes in the car.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you what. I'll grab them tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll grab them tomorrow because you're coming tomorrow, right? About 12.
Yeah, we're going to.
Want to see Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah, so see what he's got for me. See, I've got some stuff to take to him as well. Not a lot. Yeah, what's Malcolm saying? Let's have a look. What is Malcolm saying? Andy, I got Steve a radio that I told you about 3 weeks ago, but now he's off to USA. Will he still want it? Well, will you still want it? Because it can always be sent here and held here till you get back.
Yeah.
If you ever get back, that
Yeah,
is.
of course. Well, yeah. Well, if it does, then you can have it. But yeah, well, what is it exactly?
Yeah, what is it? And yeah, you can always send it here. I think you got my address, haven't you, Malcolm? You can always send it here, and when he comes back, if he comes back, I'll see that he gets it. If he doesn't, then I'll do a video on it. There we go.
By the way, got quite a big comeback on that French radio.
Yeah.
Yeah. 741 views as of in the past 5 days.
That's not bad.
No.
You're getting more views than me. Yeah. Anyway, never mind. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys.
Yeah.
Because I know Steve's got to go take his tablets and stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't want him driving home when it's too late.
No, of course not.
He might get worried about the boogeyman getting him. Anyway.
Good film that actually.
Yeah, well, the boogeyman. Yeah. Anyway.
It's the one. It's one that a great many that was banned in the 80s, you know, but now it's available, and it's one that's filmed by Amazon in the last 15 minutes, but you know it's quite a good film, you know.
Yeah.
Especially when you're pissed. Anyway.
Right, well, I'm going to leave you to it. Guys.
What does he say now?
Let me just see. Because I can't read it off the fucking screen. I can only read it. Sure, being on shed 30. Well, I don't know. Anyway, guys, you all take it easy.
Yeah.
We're going to get going.
Yeah.
Like, share, subscribe. Let's turn this off.
Send lots of money.
Yeah. Like, share, subscribe. Buy me a coffee if you want to.
Yeah.
And
I don't drink coffee, by the way.
no, I do. Well, I drink tea mainly these days, but you can't buy a cup of tea on here. You can only get a coffee. Anyway, like, share, subscribe. I know I was in a bit late tonight, but I had to wait for Steve to come
Yeah.
before we came in,
Yeah, there was
and I was busy with something else as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to let the dog out, see Steve out, and
Yeah.
we'll be back on the electronics channel tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll show you what I'll bring back from Paul's. I'll catch you later, guys.
Okay.
You take it easy. Say goodbye, Steve.
Goodbye, Steve.
Oh, hang on a minute. Do it properly. Say goodbye, Steve.
Goodbye, Steve.
And goodbye, guys. And I'll be back this way tomorrow. And Steve will be back Sunday. I'll catch you later. Bye, guys. Oh, I've been in the shed for 30 years, he said. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, good. That's the kind of like.